Coming up on the Movie Film Show today, we've got news about Clerks 3, the Kevin Smith movie. We've also got news about Bill Murray and The Rock. Separate news. We've got trailers for Dune, Vacation Friends, Jackass Forever, and so much more. And at the very end, we'll be talking about why it's the end of the Movie Film Show. So it's been a wild week for movie news and trailers, stuff coming left, right, and center. So let's start with a trailer for Vacation Friends.
Bride and groom to be Emily and Marcus!
What the hell is that?
You son of a bitch! You said we were best friends!
What are you two doing here?
Oh
my God!
Excuse me, this is a private event.
Oh, it's cool. We know the bride and groom. We met these two animals down in Mexico.
Why does the salt not taste salty?
Oh, because it's cocaine.
What?
A new movie starring John Cena and some other people, and it looks like it could be funny. It's probably going to be not funny. Let's hope for the best. Let me know your thoughts on Vacation Friends, and as always, with all trailers featured in today's show, there will be a link in the description for you to check out the full trailer all for yourself. Moving swiftly on some movie news, Jordan Peele this week announced a brand new horror movie with a poster which featured the names Daniel Kaluuya, Keke Palmer, and Stephen Yeun. The movie's called Nope. It's a Jordan Peele horror movie. It's probably going to be awesome. Keep an eye on that one. An interesting piece of casting news that caught my eye this week. Pam Grier, who you will especially know from the likes of Jackie Brown, as well as many other movies, of course. She has now joined the cast of the prequel to Pet Sematary. Pet Sematary obviously got a reboot a couple of years ago. It did pretty well at the box office, although the film itself underwhelmed dramatically. So they're making a prequel. Pam Grier's in it, so it might not be too bad. It's probably gonna be bad. So I think it's time for another trailer. Here's a trailer for Malignant, which is made by James Wan, who made Aquaman.
I'm having visions.
Very interesting looking movie, as I said already, all trailers, full link in the description, check it out for yourself. In more casting news this week, Bill Murray has officially joined the cast of Wes Anderson's next movie. Obviously Bill Murray and Wes Anderson have worked together many times before, Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou and The Royal Tenenbaums, loads of movies they've worked together on. He's in Wes Anderson's next one. It's not a huge surprise, but he's officially confirmed to be part of Wes Anderson's next movie, whatever that may be, because details on it are very sketchy. We know it's being shot in Spain, and that's about it. In other kind of casting news, interesting news for fans of the Fast series, I guess, is that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, has confirmed he's not going to be in any of the next Fast movies. Fast 10, 11, 257. He's not going to be in any of them. I don't know whether it's just a case of he's sick of it, like all of us, or most of us I should say, or he just wants to go and do other things. The Rock is no longer going to be part of the Fast series for the time being. He may come back at some point, when he talks, but for now, The Rock is done with Fast. I was done after the second one, so he's only taken like another 8 movies, but he got well paid for it and I didn't get paid for it at all. Here's a trailer for Jackass Forever.
Hello, I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass. 3, 2, 1. Do to Eric.
Fail to prepare, prepare to fail.
You still got those $1 million teeth, that's for sure.
Jackass. It feels like a lifetime ago when I used to watch Jackass every single week, and it was always hilarious because it was so ridiculous, and the first movie came along and it was just a bigger version of the TV show, but again it was so ridiculous you had to laugh. And then the second movie came along and it was funny, and then the third movie came along and it was like, I've seen this before. And then they made some other stuff and it was like, yeah, okay. Now they've gone away for a while, they've let it breathe for a while, and now they're back. And it's probably gonna be, same as before, but nonetheless, it'll be something of a nostalgia trip, I guess, or just, bad. probably just gonna be bad. Speaking of a nostalgia trip, Clerks, the movie by Kevin Smith, made in the 90s, went to Sundance, launched a career. Clerks, for anybody who's worked with general public, is a must-see movie, and Clerks 3 is officially shooting next month. It's been confirmed, and I cannot wait. I'm a big fan of Kevin Smith. I love a lot of his movies. Some of his more recent ones, like Yoga Hosers, yeah, they were kind of weird, but stuff like Clerks and Dogma, Mallrats, all that stuff, I loved all those. Chasing Amy, some of them are fantastic, and I can't wait for Clerks 3. Jay and Silent Bob reboot, I just loved every minute of that as a big nostalgia trip in itself. And Clerks 3 is very high on my radar. So I think we've got time for one last trailer, and that was released just this week for June. Dune.
My planet Arrakis is so beautiful when the sun is low. Rolling over the sands, you can see spice in the air. The outsiders ravage our lands in front of our eyes. Their cruelty to my people is all I've known.
Dune is a movie a lot of people seem to be hyped for. I've never got the hype, mainly because I didn't watch the original. It's one of those that slipped through the cracks for me. Maybe I will watch it. I'm planning maybe in the future doing an original versus reboot when it eventually comes out. We'll wait and see. Let me know your thoughts on any of the trailers featured today, especially Dune or June, however you call it. But now it's time to get down to why the thumbnail for this video says the end. So this is the 20th episode of the Movie Film Show, a show I set up 20 weeks ago just to change up the channel a little bit. I wanted to bring more movie news, more trailers, a bit more freedom to the channel to grow and do other things. But ultimately, what happened is the show just became more work than I wanted it to be. That sounds bad, that sounds wrong, but it became something I didn't want it to be, in terms of I feel major pressure to do this show every week, even though there's no audience, which is really fucking weird. And that's the main thing, there's no audience. You know, some of my videos get, if I'm lucky, a couple of hundred views. Some videos, rarely, but some of them get a couple of thousand views, and that's mind-blowing at times. But the Movie Film Show, in general, gets less than 10 views lately. Whether I'm talking about Loki or the biggest movie of the year, I could have breaking news about Star Wars or the biggest movie ever, the biggest casting news ever, and feck all people will see it. And I think it's mainly because of, I struggle with the likes of SEO for this show, because what to put specifically in the trailer or the title. Do I cram everything in? Do I just feature the most important thing? If I even feature just the most important thing as the title and the thumbnail and all that, is everyone going to miss everything else that's in the show? My intent with the show was to create a show that was unique, allowed me to give, you know, so a little more personal side of myself to the channel, and basically try to grow a community a little bit more. But what happened in the end is that this show, I think, actually ended up bringing the channel down a little bit, because my focus got focused on making this show, and I've been making less of the shows I initially wanted to make, like Original versus Reboot and Worst Movie Ever and stuff like that. Now it's predominantly I'm making the Movie Film Show and maybe 1 or 2 movie reviews every week. That's kind of getting away from what I wanted the channel to be. I want to keep doing the movie reviews, but I want to go back to making the original shows I was making, like Original versus Reboot and Worst Movie Ever, 9 Awesome, maybe even some more Dear Hollywoods at some point. I got to make the channel more of my own again, and the Movie Film Show is taking me away from that. So effective immediately, this will be the last The Movie Film Show. What that means for the schedule of the channel, it had changed. Because of the Movie Film Show, we were doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know where I'll be able to keep up with 3 uploads a week. I'm gonna try my damnedest. You know, full-time job and everything as well. Life goes on too. I'm trying my hardest to grow this YouTube channel. I'm trying to make as many videos as I can, as much as I can, while keeping the quality as high as I can. But it does get wearing sometimes, especially when you make 20 shows and collectively between them you have less than 200 views. Maybe less than 100 views, I don't really know, I haven't added them up. It can sometimes be heartbreaking to like put hours of work into one show, and then the show gets 5 views maybe, 2 of which are you checking that the video actually uploaded, you know, and that's a me thing. That's something I need to figure out, is how to get more eyes on the video and how to get it pushed out and more people clicking on it, Hopefully I can figure that out over time. I haven't figured it out yet. But the movie film show, the intent behind it was good. The execution I think has been poor. And I think it's dragged the channel down a little bit. So I'm going to stop doing it for a while. It might come back in some shape or form in the future. In the future, I'm hoping I can create the channel, make the channel a little bit bigger, and ultimately, you know, get more faces on the channel and share more opinions. It won't just be me, but I need to grow the channel. That's the main thing I need to do. So the movie film show is going away. We're going to focus on making other content, making the other content better, and hopefully in about a year's time, we can, you know, maybe revisit it. But for anybody who has watched the movie film show at any point, thank you so much for watching. It genuinely means a lot for anyone who's watched, commented, liked, all that, shared it, whatever. The channel isn't going anywhere. If anything, the channel's going to get stronger, but this show in particular, it's going to the side for a while. So with that little ramble out of the way, thank you so much for watching.